Brought to you by Penguin.
Rise Above, written and read by Dr. Scott Barry Kaufman.
I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Carl Jung. Introduction. Listen, I wish I could tell you it gets better, but it doesn't get better. You get better. Joan Rivers. My entire career has been an attempt to discover our greatest potential and show people what's truly possible, to help people break out of their imprisoning labels and show that diagnoses aren't destiny. But somehow in the past few years, this idea has become controversial. It's almost as if we've stopped believing in our potential for growth and development. Life's challenges now seem insurmountable, and we've begun to cling to diagnostic labels, sometimes even inventing them for ourselves, so strongly that we can't see ourselves as anything else. Our obstacles have become so ingrained in our self-concept that we don't recognize what we could become, and we don't see that these obstacles are, in many cases, our path to our potential, that we become our greatest self because of, not in spite of, life's challenges. To be fair, we weren't exactly getting it right before either. Society largely overlooked the very real challenges people faced. We were in many ways discouraged from sharing our struggles, and that certainly wasn't healthy. It's still true that we have real problems to work through, and the things we're facing can be extremely hard to overcome. Yet somewhere along the way, we overcorrected. Our solution has become a problem too. We're living in a time where we identify so strongly with our victimhood that our potential has taken a back seat to our pain. Hey, I get it. Life can be a total shit show. But life can be other things too. It can also be full of moments of beauty, joy, wonder, awe, meaning, intimate connections, and potentially the realization of your full creative and humanitarian possibilities. Look, it takes work to embrace the messiness of life. It's hard to summon the courage to take responsibility for your whole complex human self and engage in the trial and error required to navigate it all with self-compassion and self-connection. But holy moly, will developing that skill set lead you to a life you never even imagined could be possible. So much is already there within you. But to access it, you have to stop fixating on what's wrong and start doing some cognitive reframing. You've got to expand your perception to include not just your obstacles, but the opportunities they bring. I realize this may sound like I'm telling you to simply put on a happy face, but nothing could be further from the truth. This isn't about magical thinking. It's about making a very real shift in your mindset from one that will keep you perpetually feeling like a victim to one that will unleash your ability to overcome. I say all of this as a cognitive scientist, author, professor, and self-actualization coach who has spent the last 25 years of my career formally studying the mysteries of human intelligence, creativity, personality, and neurodiversity, and how to unlock human potential. What in the world do these topics have to do with a victim mindset? As I've discovered, a whole lot. The Victimhood Trap. Heads up! In this book, I'm going to be using some words and phrases that will probably feel uncomfortable, at least at first. I'm talking about terms like victim mindset, narcissism, and neuroticism. Usually when we encounter these phrases, we welcome them to the extent that they're used to describe someone else, typically someone you already don't like very much. For example, my ex-husband was such a narcissist, or those snowflakes have such a victim mindset. Rarely do we look inside and contemplate whether this applies to us, even just a little. It's our sensitivity to these words that makes us not want to see such behaviors or characteristics in ourselves. Yet I pretty much guarantee you that at least in some circumstances, you lapse into these patterns of thinking and behaving. That's because at one time or another, we all do. Narcissism, like many of the other characteristics and behaviors I'll talk about in this book, occurs on a continuum, and it's nothing to be afraid of.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?